for a woman financially is a man's responsibility. If that means I'm a misogynist, then I'm a misogynist.
No,
I think
you accept you are a misogynist?
No, I think a man should provide for a woman financially, completely and utterly. If she wants to work, if my partner were to say to me right now, I really feel like getting a job, it would make me happy, then I'll say work. But she doesn't have to. Her job is looking after the children, looking after me, and being as happy as possible. If you think I'm a bad person for saying, if you actually read the subtext and context.
I read it all out.
Okay, good. Then you'll understand what I'm saying.
But you know I did. You heard it.
Well, absolutely. So what I'm saying is, I am a man. My life is stressful. My life is pain. I go to jail. I suffer. I have to deal with making money. I have constant, endless headache. I do all of that so I can give you everything, but then I get to have you. Your job is to be happy. I want you to smile. I want you to look your best and feel your best all of the time. If I'm a misogynist for saying that I go through so much pain so that we can be financially secure, so I hope the woman I care about does not have to work a job. If that makes me a bad person, then so be it. Because all I'm saying is I want to take care of her in every single realm. I take care of her physical safety. I take care of her financial security. That is my job as a man. And if more men acted like me, you will see that the world will be a happier and better place. The women who say, I really want to work, I want a career, that's their prerogative and their decision. They're allowed to do that. But also, often the reason they do that is because they can't find a man they trust to take care of them.
Yeah.
I've had this from women in their own mouth. If I found a man who was financially secure,
like Pierce actually wants to argue that.
I wouldn't be doing this garbage job either. Why was I psyoped into working to pay taxes when I should be a home?
Realistically, let's say every man in America woke up the next day, changed mindset, new body. Every man was masculine, right? And everywhere women turned, there was a masculine man
that was making money.
That was making money. I guarantee you, the amount of women who would still choose to work would be very few.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of women are now encouraged from a very young age that they can't rely on men.
Yeah.
So I can't rely on men, so I need to do as, the best, be the best in school, which get educated. I love you, be educated. But, they're trained from a very young age to want that job and not prioritize family and what are you passionate about in this world. You could be doing something that could actually be changing the world. What if there's a million things that you could actually be doing that would have more lasting impact? But what he's saying is so true. A lot of women complaining about, oh, you don't want me to work. It's like, well, do you have a man in your life that's making so much money you wouldn't need to work?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they'd be like, well, in that situation.
The uneducated approach to this is only attacking modern feminists. The reason modern feminists became who they are today is because of the lack of a strong masculine man. If you had strong men,
there's political reasons.
But think about it culturally. Think about it in terms of today. If you had strong men that were standing up for what was right, doing the right thing, being masculine, strong, being a top earner, going out and kicking down the doors of society and taking names and kicking tail, do you really think that the modern feminist movement would be as strong as it is today? Women have to compensate for the lack of strong men by going out and doing all of these things that they naturally would not do in any other situation. Yes, they can do it. They can go out and absolutely become the CEO of an organization. They can make all the money in the world. Women are way smarter than men in a lot of areas. But men need to step up and be strong again. And that's what Andrew Tate's saying. Ultimately, it's his message. But it's a direct assault on the modern day man. Modern day men don't like this message because it challenges them to get out of bed, go to the gym, find a hobby, become a business owner, not do your 9 to 5 where you basically clock in and clock out until you die. Those are the things that he's directly attacking. And Pierce doesn't like that because he comes from a very liberal background.
I mean, I don't disagree.
There are so many women that will listen to that and be laughing and mocking you. Saying, don't be so ridiculous. I have a job that I love. Maybe they're being paid even more than their man, right? The real world isn't the one that you categorize.
The real world is varied and nuanced, but I am talking about my life experience. My experience, any woman I love does not have to work unless she decides to.
Fine, you're the boss, you're in charge. Her job is to make you happy. Her job is to make herself look good. Her job is to work out for your benefit, blah, 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 blah. It is actually just misogyny.
Do you think a woman looking good and working out has no benefit at all to her?
Of course it does.
Okay, so it's not for my benefit, then, is it?
Don't you see? But when you talk about,
he's trolling so hard.
I don't. When you talk about,
that's fact though.
I mean, he's trolling. It is for his benefit. It
well,
is
yeah,
for his
it obviously
benefit.
is for his benefit.
He's doing it, Jordan, on purpose.
Look. It's to the benefit of both people in a relationship that both of you are physically attractive.
And strong.
And you live longer.
Yeah, like
And you live longer.
you get to be with each other for longer. Like, come on.
And you're probably less likely to cheat on each other.
Yeah, it benefits the both of you.
I want to see how far down this rabbit hole that Pierce Morgan goes, because
I just love Andrew's face.
He's on a tangent, because all Andrew is doing right now is trolling him.
When you talk about no, I don't. When you talk about young men and you tell them to work out and take care of themselves, I cheer you on. Right? I want that. I've got 3 sons. I want them to feel that way.
Don't you want them to become very rich and successful and have a woman who relies on them and have a beautiful family?
No, but I don't want a woman who's subservient to them.
Why is
That's the
subservience-
problem.
why is
Pause
literally the
it.
time
That's
between-
it. See, we just got to the crux of the entire interview. That's the moment. Subservient. That's the wrong language. Andrew's not saying be subservient. He's saying there's natural gender roles between men and women. Men and women are different. They have different roles, and those roles complement each other. They're not... The man's here and the woman's here. The Bible says that the man is the head of the house. Doesn't make the woman any less valuable.
And the man is supposed to love the woman the way Christ loves the church.
And that is a biblical
and you know
precedent.
what that means? That you are willing to die and lay down your life for them.
Would you lay down your life and die for your fiance, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Because I love her.
Why do you love her?
What do you mean, why do I love her?
Like, what gives you that gusto to go out and do your job every day, to become the man that we're all becoming together? What is that fire inside of you? Does it have anything to do with her?
No.
Do you want to build a life for both of you together?
Oh, well, yeah.
You're building.
I'm really confused as to what he's wanting to get from
I'm
me.
getting to the crux, because I'm not engaged, right?
Yeah.
So from a single person's perspective, a lot of men that watch Andrew Tate are single, right? They're looking to men like you guys to set the standard of saying...
Then let me phrase it this way. I'm becoming the best version of myself for me. We're both doing that.
Yeah.
But I am going out. I want to change the world and become successful monetarily and many other things to provide for my wife and my girl. I want them to have the best life. So every day when I wake up, I'm motivated to become the best version of myself, but I am motivated to give them the best life that they deserve. That's what he means.
That's and yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, women are ultimately at their absolute best, and what I mean by that is they're happiest, they're most peaceful, they're most loving when they're not stressed out and they don't have to worry about
The
much.
moment that women have to worry about money, and I know this in my own life, when I was a bum, the moment that women have to worry about money,
When I was a
and
bum.
they don't know that a roof is going to permanently be over their head,
They can't go. They lose their minds.
There was times that I couldn't buy my kid Chick-fil-A because I didn't have enough money in my bank account.
That's a scary thought
And you
for
know
a man.
how like as a man, that's terrifying. And you know what that is? That kind of stuff gives your woman anxiety. If you can remove that fear of money, they're a lot more peaceful.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go back into this, the definition of subservient, because that's what he said, right? Mm-hmm. The woman doesn't want to be subservient. Subservient, the definition is prepared to obey others unquestionably.
So a slave.
A slave. That's not what Andrew's saying.
He's not saying she's a slave.
He's not his slave. Subservience is a form of absolute yes to everything, no matter what, which is not a relationship. That's a domination.
The point that Andrew did go overboard is when he's like, goes from the gym from this time to this time. She's going to look her best and everything at 7 p.m. so that she can then smile when I walk through the door. Like, yes, but again, I think he was being sarcastic.
Yeah, that was where the sarcasm was.
That's exactly where it was, because I don't think he's like, hey, I'm 5 minutes away. It's 6:55. It's 7 o'clock, and that's our agreement. Like, I don't think he did that.
No.
Yeah. So he was being dramatic with that.
He's subservient. You did another tweet this week. Men love by telling you what to do and not allowing you to make stupid decisions. We save you from the female inclination to make stupid choices. If a man doesn't give you instructions, he doesn't love you. If you won't listen to a man's instructions, you don't love him. The whole language is so ridiculous.
Let me change the language then.
Well, you tweeted this to 8.2 million people.
Correct.
Let me change the language
A father
then.
loves. Let's say instead of a man loves, say a father loves. A father loves disciplinarian. That's how a father will love you. A mother will say, oh, I hope you're happy, hope you're doing okay. But a father will come along and say, no, don't do this. You must do it that way. That's incorrect. It has to be this way. A father will discipline you because a father feels he knows best for you. It's the masculine essence of love. When a man loves, he shows that he cares via degrees.
But there is a massive difference between a relationship between a father and a child and between a man and a woman in a relationship.
Completely.
And I'm not sure you quite get
No,
that.
there is a difference. But I would argue, Piers, I would argue in the happiest relationships, it's a traditionally masculine role in which the man plays and provides. The female is traditionally feminine. The man is the head of the house, not in an abusive way, doesn't beat her up. I'm talking about the man being the head of the household, like I would like to believe you're the head of your household. And he comes along and says what happens and what doesn't happen because he's the man of the house.
No, that's not. That's actually not how most households operate now.
Well, then it sounds like we understand why the entire world's a mess. That's exactly how the household operated. There was a man of the house, and now we have no longer any clear defined roles. There's no longer a man of the house. You want to talk about knife crime, kids doing drugs, the crime rate, all of these problems. You want to talk about all of the societal ills we face. Perhaps it's because we don't have any men in the house anymore. Perhaps we need to bring the man of the house back, and the man of the house will come along and be a disciplinarian, and he will make the set rules and the creeds of that house. He will say, within this household, we don't take drugs. That stands for the woman I am with, the children who we have birthed. Nobody takes drugs in this household because this is my house and I'm the man of the house. So it sounds to me like we need to bring it back, sir.
Yeah, listen, it's all good macho stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? And I know lots of young boys who listen to
good
this
stuff.
and go, wow, that's how I should be.
What happens when a father's not in the home being traditionally masculine, setting the precedent for his family? Not in an abusive, demeaning, derogatory, I'm talking down to my wife way, but in an empowering way to say, I'm the man, this is my house, we're doing things this way. And the woman obviously can say, well, honey, have you thought about this? Like, let's talk about it. Let's be a partnership together. But when crap hits the fan, the man is going to make the decision.
Oh, yeah. The problem because I agree with everything after what Piers read out, because everything Andrew Tate just said there at the end, I agree with all of that. The problem is how Andrew Tate words things. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's what he's calling out.
Because he made it seem like women can't be trusted with their emotions, so therefore they should never make any decision ever.
Because they make dumb emotional decisions.
Because they make dumb emotional decisions.
But that's not technically completely wrong, though.
But
it is a overarching
as
theme.
Someone that has an incredible wife, that's wrong. Because there are women like that.
Yes, but
just
it's not,
like there's men
it's
that
not
are
all women.
Yeah, there's just like there's men that are abusing. That's the thing is, Andrew Tate says so many great things, but he words it horribly. I wish that I could sit down with Andrew Tate and he would actually respect me. We'll get there someday. And just be like, bro, your message is powerful. The world needs certain aspects of it. Why do you word things like this? Let me teach you how to come across.
You want to teach Top G how to...
Top G. Calling you out, bro.
Jordan, if you were to sit down with Andrew Tate based off these tweets that you saw, how would that conversation in your head go?
You'd probably just be like, bro,
I mean,
keep doing what you're doing.
I would laugh hysterically hard at it the first time I read it. But yeah, I mean, I would probably go through and be like, all right, man, let's maybe like change this to this. Like,
the women can't be trusted.
Because the
with their
thing
emotions.
is like I get why he does it. He does it to piss off the people he intends to piss off.
His enemies.
Right? His enemies. But the problem is he actually turns away a lot of people that otherwise would like him if he just didn't come off so
yeah,
harsh.
it's kind of hurting his impact because with
Yeah,
saying
a
things
little
like
bit.
that, you're lessening the amount of people that you're actually reaching. But if you enjoyed this video of Andrew Tate, click here for our entire reaction of Andrew Tate and Piers Morgan.